Yeah. She met Leon before, but a running gag in the original was I saw the uniform on you and I assumed you fucked up and got killed. So everybody sees Leon's uniform and assumes he's a zombie. Uh, the hell else is in this room? For some reason, I need a knife. All right, and we are ready for the final battle.
It's gonna be a. It's gonna be a.
It's gonna be the
It's gonna
thing
be an
that
entertaining
Capcom
battle.
does the best because they've been doing it for the last 30 years.
Damn.
A wall of flesh.
We gotta stop moving like this. Hope you like bullets, because I got a hell of a lot more.
Mm, this is bad.
For fuck's sake, how the hell are you still kicking? Chris, like I said, just go first.
That is not even a normal human eye.
It should be. You,
We gotta lose that car!
How did they both know so much about train maintenance? Remember, machine guns did nothing to this thing.
yeah, nothing.
Give me your hand!
That's the problem with all of the monsters in Resident Evil. Every monster in the Resident Evil, the Raccoon City arc of Resident Evil. There's no way to kill them aside from complete incineration. Like throwing them into a volcano is the only way to kill them.
So, are you guys like boyfriend and girlfriend?
No, we're just. Well, we actually just met last night.
Yeah. That would have been one hell of a first date, though.
Yeah, you have no idea.
Look, he might be able to give us a ride.
What if it's not just the city?
Get Sherry out of here.
Mom.
Hey, that was Live Another Day by The Great.
He was friendly.
You were about to dome him.
So, is it over?
I don't know. But if it's not, we'll stop it. Whatever it takes.
Yeah, you damn right we will.
As long as
Do
we
they
stick
know what?
together, we'll be fine. Come on.
Do they know which way they have to go to leave?
Hey, you guys can adopt me.
Cause you gotta remember, you just came from underground. You got flipped up.
And a parrot.
There.
I always wanted pets, but my mom said they're too messy.
Next up on this boring Wednesday is a song to get your blood pumping.
Now that she got real parents, she wants to do everything. She wants to be a normal kid. Talking about, can I get a puppy and a parrot and learn piano? No, no, no. Listen, Sherry. If I'm gonna be your dad, there's something you gotta know. You gotta know. If you want to quit ballet, or quit piano. I'm fine with that. I don't want to be leaving the house anyway. Just stay in the house, eat the food, and we could do that. All right. So the original Resident Evil 2, Leon and Claire bumped into each other way more than what they do now. I think they had 2 interactions in this whole game. In the original, Leon gave Claire a radio so that if she got when if there was a situation where she needed his help, she could radio him. He'd come running. Then he meet
Motivational.
exactly. So if they're gonna if they're gonna separate, then at least they have the advantage of being able to call for backup. Now, the problem with the original Resident Evil 2 was for a long time until Resident Evil 6 came out, we didn't know what the canon was. It turns out that the canon story was Claire A, Leon B, despite Leon A being the disc 1 and Claire being disc 2. So they bumped into each other a few times, and Claire never saw Leon shot in the subway because in the sewers because she'd already been that way. So there was a canon reason for why they didn't. She never saw him shot. Um, Much like in that one, Ada did lie to Leon the entire time, but she had a better cover story. She was looking for her boyfriend John. Remember the guy who used his girlfriend as the passcode in the first one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but they dispensed with that because that somehow was less believable. They figured that was less believable than an FBI agent being by themselves in Raccoon City to gather evidence. And to which I say, this one's better and worse than the original because the original left plot holes in the story, but it was designed to be 2 parts of a story told together, so 4 stories altogether. This one, the second scenario was an afterthought, clearly, because had the second scenario been considered from the beginning, Leon would never fight William. Yeah. Yeah, because he's exclusively a Claire villain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his problem was he fought he fought Mr. X. Claire fights William, which if this is a set 2 scenarios, you'd have to run from William in the if the second scenario was considered, Claire would come back and the what is the thing? The helicopter would just be moved. So you wouldn't have to do anything to get out of that part. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but altogether, it's a great game. I just don't like that they dumbed down a lot of the puzzles for newer players. Because the puzzles in Resident Evil 2 used to, the older Resident Evil games used to actually be difficult. Like the helmet puzzle that we had to do in the mansion with the clock. Yeah, there were different, more difficult puzzles that got increasingly more difficult. In Resident Evil 3, the water sample puzzle is the best example. It was a puzzle that had 4 solutions, and nobody knew how to do it, so they just went online and actually got the solution for their playthrough. Yeah, because Resident Evil 3 had a system where since the game was short, it was a shorter game. They made it so that you had to beat the game 8 times to unlock everything. So no playthrough would be the same because you could make different decisions. The
Mm.
intended decision for the first run through is run from the nemesis. Then once you play mercenaries and unlocked enough equipment, take the fight to him, and your choices vary by that. Yeah, and the only choice that really mattered in that game was the last choice you make. Was like one of the last choices you make.
Mm-hmm.
And if you jump off the bridge, Barry comes and rescues you. If you push the nemesis off the bridge, Barry doesn't come and rescue you. The nemesis kills Nikolai, so he never takes the helicopter.
So many different variables in this
Yeah, in the original Resident Evil games, they had a
shit.
lot of variables where it was unclear until Resident Evil 6 which story was canon. Sherry gets infected, but the virus doesn't actually go away in her. It just takes more time, and she becomes the only bio weapon that's actually useful. Because a soldier you can send into the battlefield that can take 1,000,000 bullets and then get back up, still get back up, it's actually way more useful than the soldier that you send in that's mindless, takes 1,000 bullets, gets back up, and attacks his own side too.
Mm.
Uh, all right, we're done with Resident Evil 2. Next, we get started on the Resident Evil 3 storyline, the remake, not the original.
All right. Calamity Game Squad.